All right, Herc, El Trafico coming up Saturday at BMO Stadium. LAFC hosting the LA Galaxy. Pressure on both of these teams heading into this game, Herc, but who do you think is under more pressure to win over the weekend?
LAFC. LAFC. I know they're the defending champions, but they're on a downward spiral right now. And it's not just been Major League Soccer play. We can go into León in the CCL final and how they let that one slip. And then we can go into the Leagues Cup and how they let that one slip in Leagues Cup play. It's just one after the other. And now a 3-game losing streak for a team that had us believing they could not only repeat, but do great things. And at the hands of the LA Galaxy, who they've already lost to twice this year. This is a team right now that, at least for morale, at least to have the rest of the league believing that they can still be that elite team, can ill afford to lose to a team like the LA Galaxy, who, since they fired Chris Klein, have only lost once. But in that span, they've lost so many different players due to injury. Like, if there's one team right now kind of playing with that house money that you don't expect anything out of, that could probably might be the hottest team in the league right now, it's the LA Galaxy, the bitter rival. So it has to be LAFC.
I guess if you've already punted on the season from an LA Galaxy standpoint, definitely LAFC. Right now, LAFC are what? Third in the West? They're 3 points from the play-in game right now. So, I mean, the West is that tight, right? And LAFC's next 2 games, away against St. Louis, away against Philly. There's definitely pressure on LAFC here. I get what you're saying, that you could see their season go down the tubes. But the LA Galaxy right now, if they still think they have a shot, this is must win. They're 4 points from 9th, and there's 3 teams right now between them and 9th place. So if you don't win this game, Herc, and you're the LA Galaxy, I think you can pretty much kiss the playoffs goodbye, right?
I've seen worse. I've seen crazier things in Major League Soccer. It's very unforgiving. But who's under more pressure? I mean, the season's been punted for the LA Galaxy from a long time ago. I think right now they have a lot of hope. I'm being serious. Yeah. I mean, Chicharito goes down. That's your DP. Cáceres goes down. So many players in the midfield. Marky Delgado's been injured. Brugman. You can go just down a laundry list of injuries for this team.
All right, LAFC then under more pressure according to Herculez Gomez. But what we really want to get from Herc is the pick. The moneymaker. So time for Book It. We're going to run through some big games this weekend. We'll start with El Trafico. LAFC against the LA Galaxy. Herc, what are you taking?
All right, I got a little bit of a parlay going on here, okay? You mentioned it. A loss or a win only really does each team well. A tie won't do either any good. So it's a double chance as long as one team wins. No tie here, okay? LAFC or the Galaxy. Over 3.5 in total goals. There are always goals in these games. Go back to its history. Lots of goals on both sides. Carlos Vela owns the Galaxy. Ricky Puig scored his last 2 games versus LAFC. Tyler Boyd, he's been ridiculous over LAFC. So, and also 10.5 corners. You got to get the over there. So that means there are going to be a lot of shots in this game. I like this bet. There are always fireworks when it comes to El Trafico. I dig this one, and it pays well, plus 285.
Wow, okay, plus 285. Not a payout to sneeze at by any means. All right, I'm going with my own parlay, Herc. I think we're doing a lot of parlays here. Denis Bouanga, anytime goal scorer, over 2.5 total goals, and both teams to score. You mix that all up, you get plus 140. Bouanga to score is not going out on a limb, right? But over the past weekend, he was on international duty playing for Gabon. They get a red card 5 minutes into the game. He gets subbed out 10 minutes into the game. So I got to imagine our guy's going to be hungry. Over 2.5 goals. I mean, any time that these two play, you have to take the over. And both teams to score, honestly, I feel like that's pretty much another automatic play when the LA Galaxy and LAFC face off. I think outside Open Cup, because there was a clean sheet in the Open Cup game earlier this year, you got to go back to 2020 to find the last clean sheet between these two. So, I mean, exactly. And producer Beto's telling me that the Open Cup was B team, C team. So, of course, you throw that out.
For LAFC, yes, it was.
When they play in the league, I mean, there's always crooked numbers on the scoreboard. So I'm putting that together. Not quite what'd you get, a plus 285 for yours, but a plus 140
I like to make the people money
for mine there between LAFC and the LA Galaxy. Elsewhere in Major League Soccer, another very interesting matchup. Atlanta United and Inter Miami, the Tata Martino Bowl. Herc, what you taking?
All right, I got this one. It's Inter Miami to win. Both teams to score, plus 260. I don't even think this is an outrageous shout that Inter's going to win. Inter won against Sporting Kansas City without 8 of their players, of their big players who are on international duty. One of them, Lionel Messi, who, by the way, is very well rested because he did not play in La Paz versus Argentina. He was actually registered as an assistant coach in that game, so he can sit on the bench. So he'll be nice and sharp and ready for this team. A lot of storylines here. Tata Martino and Joseph Martinez come back to Atlanta, the place they built. Messi on turf. Inter Miami, 6 points off of DC United. You're DC United with 2 games in hand. It's a 6-point swing. Big matchup. And Gonzalo Pineda, something tells me this could be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Wow, okay, so Inter Miami to win, both teams to score, plus 260. I'm going over 2.5 because I agree, Herc, that there will be goals in this game. I mean, you just got so much attacking firepower between these two teams. I've really gone out on a limb here. Messi anytime goal score. I think it's like minus 170 on its own at this point. But I threw that in there. And then Georgios Giacomakis anytime goal score for Atlanta. I think he's got 3 in his last 4 in his last 3. He's been red hot of late. So I'm taking a couple of anytime goal scores and lots of goals in this one. We're betting on a lot of goals this weekend. That pays out at plus 235 between Inter Miami and Atlanta United. Our third game here on Book It. El Clásico Nacional, down to Liga MX. Club America against Chivas. Herc, what have you done?
Producer Beto, he finally got to me. All right, Chivas money line. Listen, I'm going to be honest, okay? Plus 400 is so enticing. I started thinking of reasons of why I should bet plus 400. Really, is it that big of a difference? And I started thinking to myself, when's the last time Club America really thoroughly outplayed the 3 G's? You know, gustar, ganar, y golear a team. And I started thinking to myself, that could have been against St. Louis. I checked it. It was against St. Louis in Leagues Cup. When was that game? Checks notes. July 27th. It's been so long. 6 games have passed for Club America since, and in all 6 games, they've not convinced in one of those games. Sure, they've won, but they've not convinced in a team that is so depleted defensively versus a team that bounced them in the semis at home, where this game will be played at Estadio Azteca. So I said, well, what's Chivas' record in Estadio Azteca? Recently, I went back and checked the last 4 games that Chivas has played in Estadio Azteca. They've only lost once. That last game, embarrassed Club America. Club America right now, a team that has a 5th choice head coach and a sporting director or president in Santiago Baños who could be on his way out. I just think at plus 400, I'll take that.
Boo this man, boo this man. No surprise, I'm going to do something markedly different than Herc with my parlay. Club America to win and over 2.5 goals scored. The payout there is plus 130. Of course, I'm going to go with Club America. Some of that is confidence, some of that is my heart. What I really like here, and this is kind of counter to what you would usually do in a Clasico, a rivalry game, I'm taking the over. I love goals in this. In the recent history between these two teams, you're getting a lot of goals when they play. So I'm taking Club America at home to win and hoping for a goal fest there in the Mexican capital as America and Chivas square off in El Clásico Nacional.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.